Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pranams.
Hare Krishna, Danat Pranam Mataji. Danat Pranam Prabhu. Okay, we'll start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudire Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yatkrpatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा pranam. Let's start reading canto 1 text, chapter 15 text 27. Yes Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Canto 1 chapter 15 text 27. Desha kalartha yuktani hrittapo pasamani cha haranti smaratas chittam govinda bihitani me. Translation, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the personality of Godhead, Govinda, because they are impregnated with instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances of time and space. Purport. Herein, Arjuna refers to the instruction of the Bhagavad Gita, which was imparted to him by the Lord on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. The Lord left behind him the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita, not for the benefit of Arjuna alone, but also for all time and in all lands. The Bhagavad Gita, being spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the essence of all Vedic wisdom. It is nicely presented by the Lord himself for all who have very little time to go through the vast Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas, and Vedanta Sutras. It is put within the study of the great historical epic Mahabharata, which was especially prepared for the less intelligent class, namely the women, the laborers, and those who are worthless descendants of the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and higher sections of the Vaishyas. The problem which arose in the heart of Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was solved by the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Again, after the departure of the Lord from the vision of earthly people, when Arjuna was face to face with being vanquished in his acquired power and prominence, he wanted again to remember the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, just to teach all concerned that the Bhagavad Gita can be consulted in all critical times, not only for solace from all kinds of mental agonies, but also for the way out of great entanglements which may embrace one in some critical hour. The merciful Lord left behind him the great teachings of the Bhagavad Gita, so that one can take the instructions of the Lord even when he is not visible to material eyesight. Material senses cannot have any estimation of the Supreme Lord, but by his inconceivable power, the Lord can incarnate himself to the sense perception of the conditioned souls in a suitable manner through the agency of matter, which is also another form of the Lord's manifested energy. Thus, the Bhagavad Gita or any authentic scriptural sound representation of the Lord is also the incarnation of the Lord. There is no difference between the sound representation of the Lord and the Lord himself. One can derive the same benefit from the Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna did in the personal presence of the Lord. The faithful human being who is desirous of being liberated from the clutches of material existence can very easily take advantage of the Bhagavad Gita, and with this in view, the Lord instructed Arjuna as if Arjuna were in need of it. In the Bhagavad Gita, the 5 important factors of knowledge have been delineated pertaining to 1. The Supreme Lord, 2. The living being, 3. Nature, 4. Time and space, and 5. The process of activity. Out of this, the Supreme Lord and the living being are qualitatively one. The difference between the two has been analyzed as the difference between the whole and the part and parcel. Nature is inert matter, displaying the interaction of 3 different modes, and eternal time and unlimited space are considered to be beyond the existence of the material nature. Activities of the living being are different varieties of aptitudes which can entrap or liberate the living being within and without material nature. All these subject matters are concisely discussed in the Bhagavad Gita, and later the subject matters are elaborated in the Srimad Bhagavatam for further enlightenment. Out of the 5 subjects, the Supreme Lord, the living entity, nature, and time and space are eternal. But the living entity, nature, and time are under the direction of the Supreme Lord, who is absolute and completely independent of any other control. The Supreme Lord is the supreme controller. The material activity of a living being is beginningless, but it can be rectified by transferal into the spiritual quality. Thus, it can seize its material qualitative reactions. Both the Lord and the living entity are cognizant, and both have the sense of identification of being conscious as a living force. But the living being, under the condition of material nature called Mahat Tattva, misidentifies himself as being different from the Lord. The whole scheme of Vedic wisdom is targeted to the aim of eradicating such a misconception and thus liberating the living being from the illusion of material identification. When such an illusion is eradicated by knowledge and renunciation, the living beings are responsible actors and enjoyers also. The sense of enjoyment in the Lord is real, but such a sense in the living being is a sort of wishful desire only. This difference in consciousness is the distinction of the 2 identities, namely the Lord and the living being. Otherwise, there is no difference between the Lord and the living being. The living being is therefore eternally one and different simultaneously. The whole instruction of the Bhagavad Gita stands on this principle. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord and the living beings are both described as Sanatana or eternal, and the Lord's abode far beyond the material sky is also described as Sanatana. The living being is invited to live in the Sanatana existence of the Lord, and the process which can help a living being to approach the Lord's abode, where the liberated activity of the soul is exhibited, is called Sanatana Dharma. One cannot, however, reach the eternal abode of the Lord without being free from the misconception of material identification, and the Bhagavad Gita gives us the clue how to achieve this stage of perfection. The process of being liberated from the misconception of material identification is called, in different stages, fruitive activity, empiric philosophy, and devotional service, up to transcendental realization. Such transcendental realization is made possible by dovetailing all the above items in relation with the Lord. Prescribed duties of the human being, as directed in the Vedas, can gradually purify the sinful mind of the conditioned soul and raise him to the stage of knowledge. The purified stage of acquiring knowledge becomes the basis of devotional service to the Lord. As long as one is engaged in researching the solution of the problems of life, his knowledge is called jnana, or purified knowledge. But on realizing the actual solution of life, one becomes situated in the devotional service of the Lord. The Bhagavad Gita begins with the problems of life by discriminating the soul from the elements of matter, and proves by all reason and argument that the soul is indestructible in all circumstances, and that the outer covering of matter, the body and the mind, change for another term of material existence which is full of miseries. The Bhagavad Gita is therefore meant for terminating all different types of miseries, and Arjuna took shelter of this great knowledge which had been imparted to him during the Kurukshetra battle. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai. Wonderful purport. Very, very lengthy, but lot of points for us to meditate and start practicing. Now again, Arjuna is saying, now I am attracted to the instructions imparted to me by the personality Godhead, Govinda, because they are impregnated with the instructions for relieving the burning heart in all circumstances, time and space. So who is saying this? Arjuna. Arjuna, initially, he was refusing to accept Krishna's instructions. He was refused to fight. And finally, after giving, initially he was saying, so, Karpanya dosha upahata swabhava. He says, then he surrenders to Krishna, says, hey Krishna, I am totally confused. I don't know what is dharma, what is adharma. Please instruct me. Please accept me, your disciple. Then Krishna started giving the instructions. And finally, Krishna says that, Arjuna, whatever I can tell you, I told you. There is nothing more to tell you now. And now it's up to you. You have full freedom to do whatever you want. There, Arjuna says, Karishya vachana tava. He says, Hare Krishna, I'll do whatever you said. I will not deviate from this. So this is the instructions. So now Arjuna is saying these instructions can relieve the burning heart of Jiva anytime, place, circumstances, anytime. The burning, what is the burning? The problems of life. Every moment, padam padam ipadam, every moment there is a problem. So, but Bhagavad Gita can give us the solutions. So, Prabhupada, very, very elaborate purport is mentions here. He says that the Lord left behind this the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, not for just for Arjuna alone, but all time, all people in the in the land. It's for all of us. The Bhagavad Gita is given. Krishna made this kind of a situation, created a situation so that he could speak Bhagavad Gita. He put Arjuna in Mahamaya. And because of that, Arjuna started asking questions and Krishna could give the answer. And that whole happened in the battlefield of Mahabharata, so that the whole Bhagavad Gita is within the Mahabharata. So Prabhupada says, this is the essence of all Vedic wisdom. We have 4 Vedas, Sama Veda, Thur Veda, Yajur Veda, and what's the one more? Anyway?
Atharvana Veda.
Sama, Atharva, Yajur, and
Rigveda,
Arugveda.
Yajurveda,
Correct. Yeah,
Samaveda,
Arugveda.
Atharvana.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. So we have 4 Vedas, we have Upanishads, we have Puranas, we have so many things. And especially in Kali Yuga, we will not have time and intelligence to read all these Vedas many times. Like because of mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita in English today. Because otherwise everything is Sanskrit, and we have never been taught Sanskrit. Sanskrit is made alien language for us. In schools or in nowhere, Sanskrit is taught. We have been taught English or sometimes the local language. Many times local language also is not given important. It's Sanskrit, the English. So foreign language that's been taught. And none of our scriptures are in a foreign language. So where is access for us? How can we understand that? So because of Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada tirelessly, without sleep, he translated all these books into English. Not only that, he gave wonderful purport, because translating is one thing, and the purport is the key point, where he gives a real ecstasy of Prabhupada. And also, all these purposes are directly dictated by Krishna himself. That's why the instructions are such that it transforms a human being. Many times, Prabhupada disciples would ask Prabhupada, why are you reading your own books? Prabhupada said, it's not my books. Krishna dictated. I just wrote. So all this purport given by Srila Prabhupada is directly dictated by Krishna. That's the reason whoever reads Srila Prabhupada's purport, the transformation happens. Otherwise, just reading sloka or else just reading the meaning, there are a lot of confusions, a lot of doubts. Doubts will not be clear. But Prabhupada, each sloka gives a purport and he explains and he highlights the problem and he gives a solution. Like for example, here in this purport, he brings out so many points. Just Arjuna in this said, yes, Krishna gave me the Bhagavad Gita. But Prabhupada first and foremost brought out the point that Bhagavad Gita is essence of Vedic wisdom. It is a Gita Sara, it's a Gita Upanishad. It is the essence because Krishna taken, like Sripad Shankaracharya gives example, how Krishna as a Gopal takes Arjuna as a calf and milking the Vedas, and that milk is Bhagavad Gita given to us. The essence of all the Vedas, Upanishads, Purans, and given very, very concise form, just 700 sloka, not much, very small book. And we need to just accept it, Bhagavad Gita. And further, Prabhupada says, little the elaborate happens in Bhagavatam. Now the question comes, the Bhagavad Gita talks about mainly the body, you are not this body, and you are the spirit soul. Then discussion of the Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, and all this happens. And whereas in Bhagavatam, the first many chapters, especially the canto number 2, talks about just a creation. It talks about a material. And not only that, even go up to 5th canto, that talks about completely material things. It talks about the mountains, it talks about the hilly areas, the distance between sun to moon, earth, all these things it talks about. So sometimes people may ask, where is the spirituality here? Why Bhagavatam talks about all those things? Then Prabhupada explains that if one want to appreciate Krishna, we should appreciate his creations. Like simple example, if today Sachin Tendulkar comes to Bangalore, people like him or people go behind him because they know what he has done. Whereas same Sachin Tendulkar sent to a country where cricket is not known, nobody will bother him because they don't know. Similarly, if you want to appreciate Krishna, we should appreciate his creations. These creations are such a vast, such a humongous, which is beyond our sense perception. And then we are able to understand who is Krishna, who is that Supreme Personality Godhead. Without his approval, nothing moves. But at the same time, he is aloof. He is not into that. He is aloof. So that is Krishna's creation. So the Canto 1, Canto 2 of Bhagavatam, mainly the Canto 2 talks about the creations. And Prabhupada says that the pastimes of Krishna in the Kurukshetra war field or pastimes of Krishna in Vrindavan are the same. Because many times Kathakars, they talk about Krishna's pastimes, the 10th canto, especially that 5 chapters, 29 to 34, where Rasa Leela is explained. They talk about that. That's why Prabhupada says, don't jump there, don't run there. Study Canto 1 to Canto 9, not just study, understand, realize it. Then he says you practice it. Then after that, time permits, go to 10th Canto. Otherwise, just read Krishna book. Krishna book, Prabhupada has given all Krishna's pastime in that. Don't even go to, especially the 10th Canto, chapter 29, 34. Because with this, my sense perception, the kind of imperfect senses, I cannot understand that. There are different levels of understanding, right? Each one have certain things I can conceive, certain things I cannot conceive. Example, for primary or first standard child, if you talk about the trigonometry, the maths, or the calculus high level, the child may not understand. But for the 10th standard, yes, or first PC, he'll understand. Similarly, other example, for the child of age of 3 or 4 or 5 years, talk about a boy and girl relationship. They may not appreciate, they may not understand. But same thing for 16, 16 17 years old boy or girl, they'll understand because the maturity is there. Similarly, the spiritual knowledge, to understand Krishna's spiritual knowledge, the maturity has to happen. I should acquire that quality. Only then I should be able to understand. Otherwise, I cannot understand. Somebody has asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how do I understand Golok Dham pastimes? Prabhupada says, go and see. He says, go to Golok Dham and see. So, and then the Acharya is explaining that, the proper disciples explaining that. Prabhupada is not evading the question. Prabhupada is not saying that the point is saying that you cannot understand now. You reach that level to understand that pastimes. That's why we have to progress in our bhakti. We have to realize in a bhakti. We have to purify our heart. Our contamination in the heart has to be purified. Then only I'll be able to appreciate Krishna's pastimes. Otherwise, I will consider Krishna's pastimes with my own level. That's it. I'll not understand much more than that. So that's why Prabhupada says, so the problem which arose in the heart of Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra was solved by the teaching Bhagavad Gita. And same thing can happen in our life also. Every step we are going through a problem. Every moment we are fighting. That can sometime my internal fighting within my mind, sometime within my house, sometime within my city, sometime within my country, the whole world. The fight is going on. But it's up to me. How do I accept this knowledge and how do I fight and solve? Like Arjuna, if I go and tell Krishna, hey Krishna, I'm totally confused. I don't know. So please instruct me. I will obey your instructions. Then Krishna gave me the instructions. Krishna will guide me. Krishna will take me to the right path. But if I think that, yes, I have a skill, I have a knowledge, I have studied, yes, Krishna will say, okay, do it. Whatever you want to it. So it's up to me to take up the path of devotional service. Then I will purify myself and reach that level. Prabhupada says, all kinds of mental agonies, but also for the way out of great entanglement can be solved by this simple Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada says Bhagavad Gita is kind of a graduation. The Bhagavatam is a post-graduation. Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. So there are so many books before graduation also, Prabhupada small books, but Bhagavad Gita is the basic. So in Krishna consciousness, everybody should at least understand Bhagavad Gita. So then only we'll be able to appreciate other leelas of Krishna also. Prabhupada says here, material senses cannot have estimation of Supreme Lord. With this material sense, I cannot understand Supreme Lord because he is much beyond that. So many examples. He is inconceivable. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says is achintya bheda tattva. So it is, sometimes it's look like it is contradictory, but at the same time it's not contradictory. But it will not be conceived in my level. So that I should develop my qualification. I should develop the purification so that I can understand. Prabhupada also says, the many times suitable manner through agencies of matter, which is also another form of Lord's manifestation. He will send so many agencies to make us understand. It could be the spiritual masters, it could be Bhagavad Gita, it could be Bhagavatam, or it could be the holy name, or the Archa Vigraha. But it's up to me to accept it and go through it. There is no difference between supreme sound representation of the Lord and himself. Hare Krishna mantra and Krishna, there is no difference, the one and the same. So just accept Nama Prabhu. Krishna's name, not different from Krishna. Nama Namina Bhinatva. So Krishna is not different from his name. Just chant Krishna's name. All our desires can be fulfilled. But I should take it that seriously. So Prabhupada says the faithful human being who desires of being liberated. Yes. Prabhupada bringing out desire. I should have the strong desire to get liberated from this material world. So today's challenge is that I have desire to enjoy here. I have desire to accumulate more and more wealth so that I can enjoy, but I'll not liberate from here. I should have a strong desire to liberate the clutches of Maya. For that, only option is to take up Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada talks about there are 5 topics Krishna speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Who is Ishvara, who is Jiva, who is Prakriti, where is time and karma. So out of the 5, the 4 cannot be changed. Ishvara cannot be changed. Jiva cannot be changed. Prakriti cannot be changed. Time cannot be changed. But karma can be changed. I can change my destiny. Some people say that, oh, it's my destiny. What can I do? No. I can change my destiny. I can change my destiny by surrendering to Krishna. This is my attitude. It's up to me whether I want to change or not. Many times people say that, no, it's my destiny. What can I do? No, that's wrong. Karma can be changed. Yes, certain karma can be difficult, but by surrendering to Krishna, my destiny can be changed. Krishna will change my destiny. That is the faith I should have. That is a strong determination I should have. Prabhupada says that Supreme Lord, the living entity, nature and time, space, eternal, but our living entity, nature and the time are under the direction of Supreme Lord. So everything is coming under the direction of Supreme Lord. But Lord and the living entities are cognizant. Both have the sense of identification. Yeah, this is another point. Sometimes people say that, yeah, we merge with Krishna. We'll become one with Krishna. No, I cannot become one with Krishna. Krishna has Supreme Personality Godhead. I am Jiva. He is Paramatma. I am Jivatma. That understanding. He is my boss. I am the servant. That is the mood I should have. I cannot be one with the Krishna. But Prabhupada says that, yes, I can be one with the Krishna in fulfilling his desires. Like in a corporate world, they say, no, we should have one objective. Yes, Krishna's objective also take back all the jivas back home, back to Godhead. And I should also have the same objective, take everybody back home, back to Godhead. There I can be one in this thought process, not merge with Krishna. So I cannot merge with Krishna, but I can help Krishna take back, because Krishna is Supreme Father, waiting for all jivas to come back. If I can help few people, at least few jivas, to go back home, back to Godhead, Krishna will be pleased. That's what I should do it. Prabhupada says that Vedic wisdom is targeted aim of eradicating misconception. What is the misconception? Misidentifying myself. I think that I'm the body. I'm the enjoyer. I'm the controller. This is a misidentification. That's a misconception. That should be eradicated. That is the purpose of Vedic wisdom. The living beings, therefore, eternally one and different simultaneously. Yeah, we talk about Ajintya Bheda Tattva. Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita and living beings are both described Sanatana. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord and Jiva is considered Sanatana because, of course, Krishna is Sanatan. Krishna is no death, but Jiva also no death. Jiva, second chapter, Krishna talks about living entity. Jiva cannot be burnt, cannot be killed, cannot be dried. All the example gives. The Jiva is eternal. We are always eternal. But that eternity has to be engaged in Krishna's service. And we should go to that eternal abode, Golok Vrindavan, Vaikunta. That is my real abode, my real identification. That is my real home. I should go and serve there. So, concluding word, Srila Prabhupada says, Bhagavad Gita is therefore meant for terminating all different type of miseries. What are the miseries? Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. These are the primary miseries. Then Adi Bhautika, Adi Atmika, Adi Devika. The problem created by my mind and body, problem created by other living entities, my neighbors, my house, or other jivas, and Adidevika, problem created by nature. These are the Trishula problems, but all can be terminated by accepting the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, simply surrendering Krishna, like Arjuna, Krishna says that Sarva Dharma Parityajya Mameka Sharanam Raja Ham to Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaya Shusha. This is the ultimate word. Yes, my aim in this human life is to achieve that and finally get Krishna Prema. Krishna Prema is my ultimate. I am a sadhaka. My day-to-day work is sadhana. Morning chanting, morning reading, or going prachar. All this my sadhana. What is sadhya? Sadhya is Krishna Prema. The serving lotus feet of Krishna, that is my sadhana. So with the help of sambandha with Krishna, abhidaya process is sadhana. The finally is prayojana is Krishna Prema. That should be my aim. That can be achieved only with the help of a spiritual master who is bona fide, who has come in the parampara. Just surrendering to in that guru, take his instructions and make my life successful. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments or questions, if any. Please go ahead. Yes, who want to start? Okay. Asha Mataji, want to start?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. To appreciate Krishna, first we should know how to appreciate his creation. All kind of aganis can be solved by Bhagavad Gita. There is no difference between Hare Krishna Mahamantra and the Supreme himself. I should have strong desire to get liberated. I should have the attitude that my destiny can be changed by surrendering to the Supreme. And I'm the servant of the Lord, and I should know that He is the boss. Then I can also help some jivas to go back to Goloka if I serve the Lord. That's my takeaway for today, Prabhuji.
Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Archana Mataji, anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
No
Krishna.
problem. I joined in, so this way.
Bhaskar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
That God is merciful and he is ready to take all of us. That point, Prabhu, like if he's ready to take all of us, so how, one way is Krishna consciousness, but he's like if he's ready means it's kind of guarantee, Prabhu, that he will take us.
He's waiting, but I should have the desire, no? I'm not willing to go. I keep saying, no, I want here, I want here. So he is waiting like a lost child. Child is saying, no, I'll not come here, come to my father's place. My street is good for me. Gutter is better place for me. That's what I'm doing here.
So I should have burning desire of
Yes.
attending, like going to Godhead, and in that way, parallelly, I should have not that much attachment in material world with material body, place, or person.
True.
That's
I should know my eternal father is so rich, so opulent, he is so merciful, but I am, kind of rebellious. I don't want to go. That's my problem.
Prabhu, if we get desire and if we pray to Lord, then is it like we surrender and we say, but then is it like it's one time that if we fix and we say that we are completely surrendered to you, whatever way you accept me, or whatever way you do, in that way he can guide us, Prabhu, that
Definitely.
how to lead life and how to get attached with him.
Yes. He says, Tesham setan satayuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam. One serves me, one who have the strong desire, he'll give the right intelligence, he'll make all the arrangements so that I can go back. But again, desire, my strong desire, That is what makes difference. If I have the desire, everything will be done. But that's where my change required to my life. Yes, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
very much,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Who else? Yeah. Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Arjuna completely surrenders and accepts to follow the instructions of the Supreme Lord. And Mahabharatam, Bhagavad Gita are essence of all four Vedas of Rig, Yajur, and Sama Adharvana Vedas. Srila Prabhupada's translation and purport are self-explanatory and the creations are extraordinary. Creations of Supreme Lord are extraordinary. Maturity is required to understand karma, Krishna's pastimes. I must get purified of my heart and mind before understanding pastimes of Krishna. All kinds of mental agonies and challenges of life can be tackled by teachings of Krishna. No difference between name of Krishna, Archana Vigraha, and the Lord himself. I must have strong desire to go back to Godhead. Karma can be changed and thereby destiny can be favorable. Paramatma is supreme. Atma is part and parcel of uh, Supreme Lord. And I must overcome the misconception of enjoyer. Krishna is Sanatan, Jiva is eternal, and soul be engaged in devotion. And leaving all dharmas, one must surrender to Supreme Lord unconditionally through a bona fide Guru. That much I understood, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Mm.
Okay.
The Lord and the living beings both are eternal, but Krishna is Paramatma and we are the living beings. We are the servants of the Lord. We Jivatma are the servants of the Lord. Getting into the Krishna Prema, to get the Krishna Prema is the goal, must be the goal of our life. To get that Krishna Prema, we need Guru, and we should surrender to the Guru, and he will lead us to get into the Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Mm.
Sumit Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
So this verse actually speaks about the glories of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So it's a timeless wisdom, as we know. Like it is not only spoken for Arjuna's sake, but that situation actually Krishna used for giving this timeless wisdom to all the living entities for the generations to come. And this is also spoken in the like during the Mahabharata time, because we have seen like there are certain texts like Vedas. It is very difficult for the Kali Yuga person to read and understand. The vast knowledge is there in that, but it's like it takes a lot of time and it's in Sanskrit, not very accessible. But this is spoken in Mahabharata, so within 700 verses, Lord has given us that the essence of all the Vedas, and Prabhupada further translated it into English and give his purpose so that the common man can also understand that. And it is for all the peoples. It doesn't depend on the intellectual level also, because Prabhupada has made it so easy. If somebody is here it sincerely and just read it with some what do you say, Shraddha, he can understand it with the help of the gurus. And the five topics of Bhagavad Gita: Supreme Lord, the living entities, the material nature, time, and karma. Out of that, karma can be changed, so we can change our destiny. And change our destiny from darkness to light towards Krishna, we can make it. And that knowledge is given in Bhagavad Gita itself. So whatever, what do you say? It actually explains the eternal religion. What is Sanatana Dharma really is. Bhagavad Gita explains that is the path to devotion towards devotion and service to the Supreme Lord. That is the Sanatana Dharma of the living entity. And purification actually takes place by doing the service and the knowledge. So that is the path that is explained. And end goal is ultimately the Krishna Prema. So when we walk in that path of service and devotion, we can reach that path of Krishna Prema. That's it, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Varsha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the class. So,
Very good.
Krishna's mercy though is there only, but then how Prabhupada has translated the things into English language. I mean, language is very much important. Sanskrit, though, we don't know anything. So, that is very much grateful. That's what I understand. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mashankar Prabhu.
Correct, no, Prabhuji. In this, the Sanatana Dharma, it's explained. So we are also part and parcels of Krishna, and due to free will, we have come to this material existence, and due to that, we have to get escape from this material entanglement. But the only solution is through the devotional service to Krishna. Correct.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, we'll end here. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhuve cha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namanam ananta koti vaishnav vrinda ki jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Grantaraj Bhagavatam ki jai Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. See you on Monday. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.